Hello, friends, and welcome. To me, an old mine is like a time machine, a step back into the past. Together with my fellow scouts, we seek beauty, adventure, and history in the great outdoors. Today, we're at a remote mine that's hardly been touched in over 100 years, the Alvadore No. 2. It has a unique surprise inside that really makes this location special. I'll share that with you in a little bit. We're in the Eastern Sierras, just off Highway 395, near the town of Levining and Mono Lake. Today our journey starts at a place I frequented since I was a boy, the rustic fishing camp of Lundy Lake. Up canyon from the lake is picturesque Lundy Canyon. Here you'll find waterfalls, aspen groves, and beaver ponds that reflect images of the many steep slopes that surround this basin. This truly is one of the gems of the Eastern Sierra. These mountains hold something else, a rich mining history. Starting in the late 1800s, this was the home of the Homer Mining District. The story of a remarkable individual that developed many claims in this area is preserved and passed along. Jasper Parrott. A Civil War veteran, he found his way west and settled in Lundy Canyon. He was an early Mono County pioneer. On these steep slopes, he worked tirelessly and developed at least 6 claims, known collectively as the Parrott Mines. A 1909 Los Angeles Herald article describes him.
Here is a man in a scene worthy of a place in the romantic history of California. A man who's out-Crusoed Robinson Crusoe and who has, during a lonely and companionless vigil of 30 years, wrought a work of astonished and intensely interesting phases.
Jasper Parrott passed in 1912, but that wasn't the end of his work. His nephew Hillis Parrott took over work at the claims and worked them until his death in 1949. After Hillis, work continued on the claims until about the 1970s. As a youth, I remember a single miner still living and working on site. The Don Alvadore isn't on most of the maps of the era. The one map I did see it on had it placed in the wrong location. It's not easy to find. The exact location was shared with me, trusted friend to trusted friend. It was a cool and crisp October morning when we started our hike to the mine. Leaving the Lundy Canyon trailhead, we were excited to see what lay ahead. You'll know you found the site when you see this distinctive bent tree, and nearby, an impressive antique engine that was used during mining operations. It has a unique gearbox which has been dated to the 1920s. This is consistent with state mining records, which show the last known production in the 1920s. That's partly why I believe Jasper may have initially developed this site as his prospect, but the main development occurred later, during the time when Hillis oversaw the claims. Near the engine is a small excavation. It made for a welcome shelter from the rain, wind, and snowflakes that were starting to come down. During a short break in the weather, we were treated to a misty rainbow. It's a little hard to see, but if you look hard, it's there. A rough path leads around a rocky precipice, and then you see it, the main entrance to the Don Alvadore No. 2. This is what we had been looking for. Let's step inside, and I'll show you that surprise I promised you earlier. There's a lot of interesting equipment and artifacts here, but there's also something very rare and special, something you never see in abandoned mines. See it there in the back? A working period ore cart. I've been in over 100 abandoned mines, but I've never seen a working ore cart in its original native setting. The only ore carts I've seen have been in museums or as decorations in people's landscapes. Fill her up. Before we venture further back into the mine, a few facts. The main tunnel was driven southeasterly, 450 feet back, on a quartz vein in slate. The quartz vein had a width of 2 feet and dipped 52 degrees westerly, and was mineralized with gold, pyrite, galena, and pyrrhotite. Gold from this site was said to have been valued at $100 per ton. Records show small production in 1896 and 1922 to 1923, but there is no official known production beyond that. At this point, we descended into the very deepest part of the mine. From there, I'll give you a walkthrough all the way back up to the entrance. We'll start here at the very end of the main adit.
We're at the very end, the Don Alvadore number 2 tunnel, 450 feet in. This is my journey back out. Short drift off through the muck sheets, I'm told. Place to collect ore after a blast.
90 feet from the end, there's a small stope that reaches 12 feet above the main level.
Timbers unrolled. Pause. Continuing. This is a spectacular little chute here, leading up to short drift or winds. John up ahead. It's a spectacular tunnel, isn't it? Yeah. Timber.
This is the deep water part here.
Here's the 200-foot mark. 200 feet in. See some proverbial light at the end of the tunnel up ahead. Approaching the famed ore cart. Logbook inside. And to the opening. Cool, blustery day.
And with that, we return to a beautiful fall season morning here in Lundy Canyon. Now, it's time to find our way back down. As we approached our car at the trailhead, we found a bonus: the ruins of the old Parrott mill. Its approximate location is highlighted here in red. It was here that Jasper built an arrastra by the side of his cabin, and also a water flume to power it. He used massive timbers to construct the mill. It easily could have taken half a dozen men to put them into position, but with pulleys and handspike he wrestled them into position by himself. Later, perhaps under Hillis, a two-stamp mill was constructed here to crush the ore. Today, only large timbers and a few metal machinery pieces remain. The spirit of Jasper and Hillis Parrott continue to echo in this canyon. Over a period of many decades, tons upon tons of ore were mined, carried down the steep mountainside, crushed in their handcrafted mill, and eventually monetized at market. And it was all done with human sweat, hard work, ingenuity, and perseverance. I am always in awe when I think of what hard rock miners of this era accomplished. There's something there for all of us to learn. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more adventures. We'll see you on down the trail.